Did you? You
Yes,
did, right?
we did.
8,000 to 10,000 a year.
So,
8 to 10,000 per year.
so Leanne, remind me, our stump cutter still works, but it's in bad shape, is that?
It is still working, we're on, it's 20?
It's 24 years old, it's a 1995 model,
Oh, that's
so we've gotten good use out of it. But, yeah, it's still working, we put several $100s worth of parts in it this year again. But at some point, we're kind of worried about it failing. And once it fails, then we're kind of in a position of, in the middle of it, it's very difficult unless you can't just contract something out and call them, and they're there tomorrow kind of thing. So it's, you either need to, if we're gonna contract out, we need to do that up front, so we get good prices and all that, or we need to, properly maintain the equipment, so.
So, maybe I'm jumping ahead a little bit here and I apologize, but there's a number of DPW items on the schedule in the next 4.
Mm-hmm.
How would you, knowing that we're going through looking at, where we can save money, how would you prioritize your needs among those 4? I think taking them one at a time. I'd like to look at the universe as opposed to one at a time.
That's a loaded question. It is a difficult question, because we have internally deferred some of the equipment before we even propose it to Mark to get to your budget. This is one of those items that we've kind of pushed back. As Joel mentioned, having a working stumper is integral to an urban forestry program, unless we're gonna decide up front that we're no longer gonna do any of the stumping ourselves, and we're gonna add that money into the operating budget so that we can contract for it. If we don't replace the stumper and we have an issue mid-season and it's a catastrophic failure of the equipment, that basically shuts down our tree planting for the year. So if we're prioritizing items, it's a high priority item because it's so specialized. The commercial grade stumpers are not available for rental, so that would not be an option. Truck 55 it's one of our full-size dumps. It's important to our operations. That is another one that we deferred for a year or two before we even brought it to you, and then you deferred it last year. It is in need of replacement, and it is one of our frontline vehicles. So I guess right now I don't have a good answer for you as to which of the two I'd prioritize higher.
Leanne, can I ask a question about this number? If we budgeted for it, you wouldn't necessarily purchase it unless needed, or would you?
No, we would purchase it,
Okay.
because that would be one of those things where, we can't run to Stumpers R Us and grab one the next day. We would have, it's especially equipment, it would have to be ordered.
Okay, sure.
I would support getting the stump cutter and the truck. I think we are in the middle of the ash borer problem. We're gonna be very active with cutting down trees and digging them out. And a 25-year-old piece of equipment, I'm sure there could be safety issues, but that's an extremely pretty dangerous piece of equipment to be operating. And I would want that to be functioning. I think we've got 25 years out of the old one to buy a new one. We'll get a lot of use out of it. And the dump truck was already put off.
Hour-and-a-half conversation last year about the dump truck, and when we postponed it last year.
Well, I mean, if we keep the dump truck and the stump cutter in, but reduce the street markings, we'd be down to roughly 3%. And then if we can free up another 100,000 of general fund reserves, that would get us to 2 or 2.5%. Get us to 2.
About 2.
That would get us to about 2. But that also means we haven't looked at C on the other page. Maybe we should, okay, why don't we leave, can we leave them for to come back to. So we have transportation and parking, the 40,000 is still in, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so how does that sound reasonable to leave the stump cutter and dump truck and come back?
Big items.
Yeah,
I'm fine, I'm gonna support keeping them in the budget regardless if we come back to it.
okay.
I just have some concerns on the stump cutter. I think it's it's a really expensive piece of equipment, and the community just north of us does not move their stumps the same way we do. They contract it out. I think that that may be something that we need to look at doing. So I'm not really in support of that, but we can leave it in for right now and come back to it, but.
Well, that brings up a good point that we have the organizational study too. I mean, that brings up a good point, so.
I would be interested to defer that, understand what the information comes back with the organizational study and see, is it an option to contract that service out? Can we, what other services can we share? I mean, it sounds like Whitefish Bay doesn't own one, like, why don't they own one? It's a very expensive piece of equipment, and yes, we've owned it for a really long time, but even still owning it for a long time, I mean, that's still $3,000 a year to own that piece of equipment, so.
What, President Rozak, what did you want to say about?
I'm in favor of taking it out. I agree with Trustee Carpenter.
I like Trustee Menta's point from before, of leaving them both in for now, and then, seeing what we could do in rounds, going back, looking at the general fund, just seeing where we get to, seeing what number we get to, and then maybe coming back and revisiting.
Okay, it seems like, Ann, what are your feelings on the stump cutter?
We can come back to it.
Okay, all right, sounds like we will have to come back to it, but in light of the organizational study, I'm also in favor of waiting until next year. Okay, Capitol Drive street markings, 50,000. I'm okay taking that one out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Okay, all right, looks like that one's out. Okay. So we're about 3%. What percent are we at with that one out?
Exactly 3%.
Exactly 3%. Okay, ADA drinking fountains. This was for River Park and Atwater. I mean, they are already ADA. They are already ADA, but this would be better ADA, correct?
Yes.
And is that keeping the River Park one that you guys were saying will have so many issues with, right? Isn't that?
It would be replacing.
Replacing that one.
It's replacing 3 fountains, 2 in River Park, 1 at Atwater.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I thought you had said you didn't think that we should replace?
No, I said we need to replace it with a different model
Oh.
that will prevent the vandalism that we're having here.
Okay, got it.
But the River Park one by Specter Field, that one is relatively, when was
That's the one we're
That's
having
the
all
one,
the
right.
issues.
when was that put in though? Pretty new.
I'd say it's probably close to 10 years old.
Oh.
Could we eliminate isn't there one up at Oakland Avenue? I don't know why we need a fountain up.
Yeah, we can certainly do
That would
that.
be, cut a third of this out.
It's on Oklahoma.
There's one out near the entrance, isn't there?
Is that one of the
Just
two in
south of
River Park that
Harry's.
you're referring to?
Just south of Harry's, I don't know.
It's right
That's
off
the
the
one that's, I
sidewalk.
think, the issue, is the one that's south of here, just.
No, I think she's saying the one right by Specter
One
Field.
of the
Oh,
most
by the
Ball
Ball.
Park,
Okay.
the issue. And then we have an issue at Atwater because people tend to wash their feet in it and it gets clogged with sand.
But the ones you're looking at has a,
Disgusting.
yeah, the ones that they're looking at have a spigot on the back
At Atwater.
at
We
Atwater.
would look at one
Yeah,
that
you
had
would-
like a
that's
foot wash
key.
station behind
That's
it.
key. I get a water
Do
bottle.
you want to propose reducing it to 8,000 and
I would
not replacing
propose
it?
to reduce to 8,000 and eliminate this fountain out at Oakland Avenue, because I
Yeah.
don't think it's really necessary.
Will 8 cover the other 2 then?
I don't know, but if it doesn't, we can come back and then prioritize which of the 2 we replace.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to preclude us from
Yeah.
taking care of the needs of the ADA drink fountains that we have, so, but I'm fine with that. If she can come back and you guys are amenable to that,
They're already
They're not
ADA.
ADA.
Yeah.
Compliant.
I understand, but.
Okay, who's in favor of
revisions.
reducing it from 12 to 8,
You guys know.
$4,000 savings in levy? Who's in favor of that? Okay, I got, okay, 6. Ann, are you in favor of that one?
Did we confirm that 8,000 is enough to replace 2?
We don't know.
We're not sure, but
Well,
if so, she'll pick one or the other.
No, wait,
Okay,
what?
yeah, we can reduce it.
Okay. Okay,
I
okay,
would
we're through
come
the
back to
bees,
you.
we're gonna
Yeah.
come back
Yeah.
with, we're gonna come back to talk about parking implementation, stump cutter, and dump truck 55. Okay. Did we do all the bees on page 2? Yes,
Not
we
the debt
did.
service, the general fund.
Well, yeah,
service.
that we have to wait for the end, yeah. Okay. C's. Okay. So we're at about 3%.
Correct,
We're levying increase about 3%.
we're
I
under
have
three.
3%, do I have 2%? Review unlearning racism training, we have in the budget $6,500. Does anyone want to take a break? We've been at this an hour and a half.
I'll go with the break.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me
yeah.
too. Okay, let's take a 5-minute break.
Oh.
10 minute break. We'll be back in
Don't say
We'll be back in 7